Hello, Algebra. Happy Friday. So today we are going to be doing day 2 of multiplying our radical expressions. Make sure you take good notes because these look really similar to the problems on your homework, and since I'm not here, it's kind of hard to help you if you have questions. So don't be lazy when you take your notes. Show all the work that I show, and you should be able to follow along and figure out what to do, okay? But you guys were rock stars yesterday, so this shouldn't be too bad. Because really all we're doing differently is we're going to use the distributive property and FOIL. We might have to review what FOIL is, but once we get the hang of it, it'll be no problem at all. Okay, so it says use the distributive property. So remember, when we distribute, all we do is we take this number out in front of the parentheses and multiply it to the whatever's inside the parentheses. So remember, yesterday we learned if I take a radical times just a number, I'm just going to have 3 square roots of 6. And then if I take 2 radicals times each other, I'm going to take my numbers inside times each other. So plus the square root of 48. But now we just make sure we have to simplify everything. So I can't simplify 3 square roots of 6 because it's as simple as it gets. But we can break apart 48. The square root of 16 times 3 gives me 48. And now from here we can break it down a little more. This guy stays the same. But what's the square root of 16? 4 square roots of 3. And then we're done because these are not like terms and I can't add them together. So that's our answer. So that's distributive property. And then FOIL, remember, FOIL stands for first, outside, inside, last. So we're just double distributing. It's really just distributing twice, but if we follow the FOIL method, I'm going to take 4, my first, so 4 times 2 and get 8. Now take my outside, so 4 times negative square root 3. And then I'm going to take my square root 3 times both of everything. So 2 times the square root of 3, and then square root of 3 times the negative square root of 3 would be the square root of 9. And now we can simplify. Can't do anything with my 8. But I can add together my square roots of 3 here. So what's a negative 4 plus a 2? Well, that's a negative 2 square roots of 3. Now what's the square root of 9? Hope you're thinking 3, so minus 3. And then finally, I can add together my 8 and negative 3 would give me 5 minus 2 square roots of 3. And that is our final answer. So we're just multiplying a lot and simplifying. Again, I know this stuff isn't super exciting, but I think once you get the hang of it, at least it's easy, right? So at least it's easy. Find each product, write your answer in simplest radical form. So this one's just like the first example we did. We're going to take 15 and multiply to whatever's inside. So square root of 15 times 2 is 2 square roots of 15. Square root of 15 times the square root of 5. So now I have to take 15 times 5, and we're going to get 75. I can simplify 2 square roots of 15, so that just gets to be what it is. But there is a perfect square that goes into 75. It's 25, and it can go in there 3 times. So 2 root 15 gets to stay the same. Square root of 25 is 5. Square roots of 3. And now we are finally done. This is our final answer. All right, 12. Same idea, just a little more complicated. This time I have a number and a radical to distribute. So if I take 3 square root of 10 times 5, I'm taking 3 times 5, and I get 15 square roots of 10. Now when we multiply through to 4 square roots of 2, I take, remember, our numbers on the outside, so 3 times 4 gets me 12. And then what's 10 times 2? 20. And now we can simplify. So 15 square roots of 10 gets to stay the same. It can't be reduced anymore. But what perfect square goes into 20? 4 does. 5 times. So we're going to have 15 square roots of 10 plus 12 times 2 square roots of 5. And then simplifying this one last time, we'll have 15 square roots of 10. 12 times 2 is 24, root 5. Good work. Okay, let's go to 13. Same thing we just did. So this time we're going to take negative 2 square roots of 3 times 3 square roots of 10. So we're going to take the numbers on the outside times each other. So what's negative 2 times 3? That's negative 6. And now take the numbers on the inside times each other. Square root of 30. Now we're going to multiply through to negative 3 square roots of 6. So negative 2 times a negative 3 would be a positive 6. And 3 times 6 is 18. And now we just simplify. Can a square root of 30 be broken down? It actually can. It's kind of a high number to not be able to break it down, but that just gets to be what it is. But we can break down 18 because we know that 9 goes in there twice. Now we'll have negative 6 square roots of 30 plus 6 times 3 square roots of 2 for a final answer of negative 6 square roots of 30 plus 18 root 2. Good job. Okay, I'd like you to pause the video really quick and try 14 all by yourself. See how it goes. Because if you just take notes and don't try on your own, you might be kind of lost when you get to your homework when I'm not here talking through every problem with you. So just try it. See how 14 goes by yourself. Ready, set, go. Did you pause it? I really hope you did. Okay, I'm going to go through it right now. Hopefully, if you did pause it, let's hopefully you see and you got it right. And if not, let's see where you went wrong. So I'm going to distribute through. I'm going to get negative 4 times the square root of 12 minus 12 square root of 28. Now we can simplify. How can I break down 12? Well, the square root of 4 times the square root of 3 minus 12, 4 times the square root of 7. Then I'll have negative 4 times 2 square roots of 3 minus 12 times 2 square roots of 7 for a final answer of negative 8 square roots of 3 minus 24 square roots of 7. If you got that right, give yourself a pat on the back. Good job. Kudos to you. So now we are going to switch gears and move on to FOIL. So just double distributing. These go by pretty quick though. All right, so I'm going to take square root 5 times square root of 5 and get square root 25. Then I'm going to take square root 5 times 4 and get 4 square roots of 5. Now we're going to multiply through our 2. 2 times the square root of 5 is just 2 square roots of 5. And 2 times 4 is plain old 8. Okay, now what's the square root of 25? It's 5. And now I can add my like terms. How many total square roots of 5 will I have there? Well, 4 plus 2 gives me 6 square roots of 5 plus 8. Now finally I can add together my 5 and my 8 for a total of 13 plus 6 square roots of 5. Let's try another one. So we're going to take square root of 2 times the square root of 2 and get square root of 4. 2 times square root of 2 times 5 would be 5 square roots of 2. Now multiply through with negative 6. Negative 6 root 2 times negative 30. Okay, what's the square root of 4? Well, it's just a 2. What's 5 square roots of 2 minus 6 square roots of 2? That's just a negative square root of 2 minus 30. And then lastly, I can add together my 2 minus 30. So I get negative 28 minus the square root of 2. Okay, I want you to try 17 on your own. See how it goes. Pause the video now. And let's see how you do. Well, welcome back. We're going to do this now together and see how it went. Okay, so we're going to take 6 times 5 and get 30. And then my numbers on the inside times each other and get square root of 9. Then I'm going to take 6 square root of 3 times negative 4. So I'm going to have 6 times negative 4 and get negative 24 root 3. Now multiply through negative 2. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10 square roots of 3. Negative 2 times negative 4 is a positive 8. Now let's see what we can reduce here. I have 30, but what is the square root of 9? Well, we know that's a 3. Now I can add together my like terms right here. So what's negative 24 minus 10? Well, it's negative 34 square roots of 3 plus 8. 30 times 3 is 90 minus 34 square root 3 plus 8. And then finally, I can add 90 plus 8 and get 98 minus 34 square roots of 3. Not that I can see you, but how many of you got that right? Hopefully a few. And then we're going to end on one that starts off looking a little different, but it's the exact same process. Remember, if I have an exponent of 2, it just means I'm taking the same thing times itself. So I'm going to rewrite it. So I'm going to write 2 square root 7 plus 1 times 2 square root 7 plus 1. And now it's the exact same problem we've been doing for all notes. Multiply through. 2 times 2 gives me 4. 7 times 7 gives me 49. 1 times 2 is just 2 square roots of 7. Now multiply through the 1. This is nice, so we'll just get the same thing. 2 square roots of 7 plus 1. So 1 times 1 gives me 1. And now we can simplify. So what's the square root of 49? 4 times 7 plus, how many total square roots of 7 will I have? Well, I'll have 4 square roots of 7 plus 1. 4 times 7 is 28 plus 4 square roots of 7 plus 1. And finally, I can add my 28 and my 1 together for a grand total of 29 plus 4 square roots of 7. I know that was long, and I know it's probably boring, and I apologize, but thank you for watching the video if you made it this far. Please be good to the sub. Stay on task, get your homework done. Have yourself a good weekend. See you Monday.